Back. Glorious Queen's Act. Thanks, John. Is if you can be inspired to play games like that. I was having a little think while I've been banned about how people play and why people play the way they play. Because a lot of people who play chess aren't happy. They're not happy with where they are, they're not happy with the progress, they're not happy with the rating. And as I've been flirting through my old games, I've figured out I was, in 2017, 900 ELO. So in 6 years I've got to 2100 chess.com or 2200 lead chess, which is nice. And as long as you've got the right sort of ideas or way of thinking, development as a chess player should come quite naturally and it should be fun. If it's not fun, a bit of work has to be done, then that's doable. But for the best part, you should be finding out where your strengths are and continuing to improve. So here we have beating a cheater. This guy closed fair play in 116 games. He lost 11 rapid games. One of them was to me, which I find, and I think everybody loves it when a cheater gets beaten. I also happen to play two brilliant moves, but this was a Smith-Morra where I sacrificed both knights and both rooks in winning fashion. So I happen to enjoy this one quite a lot. And this will go into a VOD. This will go into a bit of a lesson, I think. Yeah, that's the same game. This is the same game with zeros showing, no computer analysis yet, no brilliant moves yet. So this Smith-Morra played against a cheater was quite inspired, and for those that play in a very rigid calculation of everything, emotionless, find good moves only chess, I really do take my hat off to you. The other half of us, if you like, the yin yang way of playing, you have players that play like that in a very robotic good move style, and then we have players that play from the heart, players from the 18th, 19th century, the historians, the find the dreamy moves, the explorers, the believers, the adventurers, the people that want to play chess because they write a story, the people that aren't necessarily good at art or music but can find some sort of composition over 64 squares. This is what I'm on about. The Smith-Morra is one of those openings where you really can just allow it to flow. And if this guy is a cheater, I'm not sure at what point, that taking my hat off to those that can suffer infinite boredom. Yeah, if you play from the heart, that's how you look at the other side of it. But from people on the other side of the coin, they look at us like we're fools. Why do we go for the romantic finish all the time when we could just play solid and stuff like that? And I do grasp it, but that initial game that I showed when I started, there is a game where White figured it out and played a perfect game, and they are quite a strong player in another line from the bluff. And there is something to be said about just being like that and playing like a computer. But there was a recent game shown by Agmadator on his channel where a brilliant move in Queen A1 was found, and I couldn't figure out if that was a yin move, a yang move, if it was calculated, if it was from the heart. It was phenomenal, and the follow-up ideas were sensational. I thought this is a combination of everything. You need the passionate side to be able to enjoy chess, at least in my view. If you're a passionate human being, if you find yourself doing dangerous things in life, or you're a risky individual, you'll want to play exciting, dynamic chess, or you'll get bored. And there are plenty of people that love the boring side of it. Good for them. But they typically stop around 16 to 1800 and don't progress because they haven't got the flair, or the dynamic thought process, or the willingness to sacrifice a piece for a bit of open play, or go for a fork, or just play knight d5 at some point in the Morra. Anyway, to go into this game a little bit, not saying there's anything wrong with either way of approaching things. You should be good at both elements of chess. This is what I'm getting at. One of them will come down a road of good moves. One of them will come down a road of this feels right, as opposed to I know this is correct. The amount of times I've been in positions where I've had to contemplate, I know this is correct, but I don't like playing it because of X, Y, Z. Or this feels right, and I know I shouldn't play it because of X, Y, Z. You need to sometimes play your enemy rather than the pieces. And today, or this day that I'm showing you now, I apparently beat a cheater. So there is something to be said about playing from the heart, rather than playing what's best, because the Smith-Morra Gambit isn't by any necessity the best thing to do in this position, but at the end of the day I got zeros, so enter the forest, and here we go. Smith-Morra Gambit. I mean, book so far, everything normal, yeah. And this is typically how a computer or someone who's pretty clued up would play against a Smith-Morra. Rook here. So as we deviate from the banned book, the banned Bible, we'll put the hat back on. I took my hat off before, and I'll put it back on, because even though this might not be the best move, now I'm playing from the heart. Now it's very much a case of I'm playing this individual who got banned, and I like this position, I like these moves, I like the fact that he tried to block here, because now sending it in, I happen to know this is brilliant move number 1, and if you can understand why, watch this bar bounce up and down as it figures it out. If this is a computer over on the left on this bar seeing it for the first time, it won't really know what's going on. The zeros here don't do it the justice. If we go into this other bar, which the engine can't understand. Yeah, so I've managed to beat a cheater here. This guy got banned for cheating. A computer in this position at low depth doesn't understand what's going on. It's still trying to figure it out as we talk. So if I go into a different page that's previously open, with an analysis that's already been done in depth, we can go to that move, and it happens to have worked it out already at +1, and it's brilliant. But as we go back to this page, an active computer at this exact moment, it doesn't know what's going on. So he blunders here, I think. I think that might have been meant for that square, but either way he comes all the way down. Now the computer evaluates it as +1 for white, so even if he is cheating, white appears to be winning. So now it's just a case of finding good moves, because I'm technically ahead. Was -1 or more initially, maybe, but we've managed to get into this position against the cheater and life's good. So I'm liking how this is going so far. Bring the bishop back. This is a very Esserman-esque move. Right, now a computer believes initially, whether it wants to believe it is or not, its ego's telling it, -1. Move 12, -1. Okay, that's a miss, but all in all, -5. Oh, no need for that. Fair enough, it liked A4 better. This is still an okay position, because for whatever reason, this man lost the game. Was he not supposed to do that? Or was that the best move according to a computer? Okay, he was not supposed to do that. Didn't think he was supposed to do that, because now things get extremely dicey for him. Yeah, here comes brilliant move number 2. So at this point, whether he's just stopped looking at the computer because the bar changed or something like that, and he started taking things, I don't know. But in this position we find this move, which happens to be brilliant move number 2. Thank you very much. Idea being, we win a queen, regardless. And in this position he should really take with the king, so he unpins this, but doesn't. So I don't think he's playing with the computer at this point. And at this point I've managed to sacrifice both knights, which is quite nice. If we look, this one come in, got accepted. This one got sacrificed in the name of this discovered check. So that's 2 knights sacrificed so far. Now we have 3 major pieces and a bishop against 4 pieces. Reshuffle, make a bit of love for the king. Rucksack. Savage move. Thank you very much. No, I meant the engine's initial evaluation when knight d5 was played was -1 and -2. Yeah, it doesn't like that move. It doesn't really know what to do with that move. And I've only got Mark to thank for it, really, in the book. The Band Bible. Rucksack. Check. In the face from the bishop. Unlucky. Winning a piece back. There's one rucksack. Charming. Promote while taking another piece. Another rucksack. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And now a computer, because a computer likes to be savage, tells me I should just go here. But realistically, any human just grabs that piece. And we finished the game. So this actually happened. Rengor accused me of this game being a mock when he saw it. When he saw it in the Lee Chess analysis and hadn't put the names in, he thought I'd just gone through with pieces and made this up. Both knights were sacrificed, both rooks were sacrificed. We beat a cheater with the Smith-Morra gambit. Thanks for that, and let's move on. Thank you, Mark Esserman. That will be going on YouTube at some point. Yup, take the material and just win. This is unbelievable. So in review form, it is quite flattering